Okay, we are going to wrap up our equations problem. So 35, I kind of fixed that. You need to know that the missing y coordinate is the y coordinate that's given. So y is -4. Oh, I forgot the negative sign. -4. And same thing for x. So whatever is missing, it is the same as what it's been given to you. All right, so 38, excuse me, and 40 and 40, oh, wrong color. 40 and 42 are the test like, but I'm going to make sure we know how to get it into slope-intercept form so we can determine if it's parallel or perpendicular or not. So it has to look, the equation must look like this. Y equals mx with b to do that. So this one is fine. I see my slope right there is a -2/3. This does not. This is in standard form, so I need to move that over. That gives me 2y. It's negative. When I move it over, it becomes a positive. So 3x plus 6. Then we divide by 2. Everything, each term by 2. So we get y equals 3 over 2x plus 3. And now I'm looking at the slope of this equation, which is 3 over 2, and I'm comparing them. And that, my friend, is a flip change. So this answer, I'm going to just put the symbol, is perpendicular. We should have perpendicular. You should know that symbol. We're going to do the same thing on 37. This is already in slope-intercept form, so I see my slope is a -1/3. I'm going to move the x over, put it in slope-intercept form for the second equation. That gives me -3x plus 5. Circle my slope. My slope here is a -3. Now, it's a flip, but it's not a change because we have a negative and a negative. So this would be neither. Neither. Whatever. Okay, there we go. All right, and then on 28, I'm going to extend this page just a little bit. I said 28. I meant 38. Apologize. We're doing the same thing. I don't know why this popped up. We need to now find that m. That's put it in slope-intercept form so we can now know what the value of that a is to be perpendicular. Okay, because we're determining the value of a. So the two lines are perpendicular. So first equation here is in standard form. We need to put a slope-intercept form. That gives me y equals 4x plus 6. And now I can see my slope is a +4. So for it to be perpendicular, I'm going to flip it and change it to a -1/4. And so that means my A would have to be a -1/4 for it to be perpendicular. Okay. And then 39 is testing your skill on that too. It's a little bit more challenging because on the first part, yeah, we can move this 6 over and get y equals 6x minus 10. And we can see that the slope is 6. Now we want it to be parallel, so that means in order for it to be parallel, it needs to have the same slope. So now what I need to change this into slope-intercept form too. So that means we're moving the ax. So that gives me 5y equals -ax plus 10. Divide that by 5. 5 by 5. 5 by 5. So y equals -a over 5x plus 2. Okay, so guys, I know it's like, wait a minute, that looks kind of confusing because we have a fraction here. But just ask yourself, what does that number need to be so that when I divide by 5, and remember we have this negative sign right here, when I divide by 5, I get a +6. Okay? I get a +6 when I simplify that. So think about it. What would that have to be? +6 when I simplify. And I'm hoping that you know that a would have to be a negative because a negative times a negative would be a positive. And then I'm just working backwards. A would need to be 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6. And if I do a negative times a negative, that makes a positive. And then we get it. So, no, it's not going to be that complex, but I just kind of want to challenge you, make you work. If you can do that, you can do anything. All right, so that's that page. 40 is the test like. So again, make sure we can put it in slope-intercept form. Don't forget that minus sign is like saying a -4y equals -3x plus 8. We're going to divide by -4. This was a previous test question. Y equals a negative divided by negative is a +3/4x minus 2. So I see my slope is 3/4. I want it to be parallel. So my A would need to be the same. So my A would be 3/4 because this one is already in slope intercept form. So I'm just basically plugging in and figuring out that M. So go ahead and try your 41. It is a little challenging, kind of like what I did on, what was it? On, what was the one I did before? Oh, 38 or 39. It's kind of like the one I did on 39. So go ahead and try that one. And I'm going to go on to the next test like so we can wrap this up, which is the ones you need to focus on. Test like here, we have 42. Okay, so write the equation in standard form of a line that passes through the point 3, negative 2, and is parallel to the equation y equals, I think that is 2/3. Let me look. Y equals, yeah, 2/3 x minus 1/3. Okay, so we're going to write the equation, okay, in standard form. It needs to be parallel to that. So before we got a point, we have the slope. We know that parallel means the same slope. We're going to start off with point slope form. So this would be y minus the negative that it becomes plus 2 equals 2/3 parentheses x minus 3. Okay, and so then we're going to distribute and solve for y. So we get y plus 2 equals to 2/3 x minus 2. Solve for y, subtract the 2 on both sides. So we have y equals 2/3 x minus 4. Now, to put it in standard form, that's when we put the x and the y on the left side of the equal sign, the numbers on the right. Well, I can't have fractions in standard form, so the first thing I need to do is get rid of that fraction. And the easy way to get rid of a fraction is to multiply by the denominator, the number on the bottom. So I'm multiplying everything by 3. So that gives me 3y. This now becomes just what's left on top, 2x minus 12. And to get it in standard form, we're trying to get the ax plus by, the x on the left side. So let's just move it over to the left. So that's negative 2x plus 3y equals a negative 12, but we cannot have a leading term with the leading coefficient with a negative. So we're going to divide everything or multiply everything by negative 1. So 2x minus 3y equals a positive 12. And that's into standard form. Okay. This basically what we need to do is really be able to go from point slope form to our slope-intercept form. This is the key. All the steps in between here is what's the key for the test. So in 43, try that one. Well, if it's perpendicular, we're doing the same thing, but it's perpendicular. So that means we take this slope, 3/4. We do opposite reciprocal. So that's negative 4/3. Taking our point, which is negative 4 and negative 2. So we got y equals negative 4/3 parentheses x plus 4. Okay. And so go ahead and put that into standard form. At least get into slope-intercept form. We get it to there, we're going to get credit. And then our last section that you are going to be responsible for doing, let me get to that, are the mixed problems. So go ahead and just hit the fast forward button, or the arrow to the right, because I'm going to make a new video for that. Ugh, thanks.